Today we're talking about a subject dear to all alien abductees. I'm talking, of course, about probing. Hello fellow CNCNutz and welcome. Masso have just released an alpha version of the probing routines. Now it's not being sent out to everybody, it's only for those who request it at this stage. Stay tuned to the end of this video and I'll tell you a little bit more about that. But in the meantime, we're going to take a quick look at it and I'm going to show you how I will be using it on my machine. Now at the moment I have a touch plate which is used to set the zero when we do a tool change and when I do a homing, but it doesn't really matter how thick this block is, but when it comes to doing the probing routine I need to know exactly the thickness of it because I'm going to be using the same block for both. So with the digital calipers I can see that I've got 19.88 millimeters. So hang on to that figure, we'll be using that very shortly. So having loaded the new software into Masso, I now have a new button on it. Just here I have a probing button, and when I press it, up comes the probing screen. Looking at the probing screen in the top left hand corner we have a drop down box where we can choose between inside and outside. If I change it to outside, basically nothing happens, but a warning comes up saying please save settings before probing. I'll hit save settings and now it changes the diagram to show the outside probing routine here. Likewise, if I change it to inside, I click save settings and it updates the box for the inside probing routine. So just looking at the diagram here, it is pretty self-explanatory. The four corner squares on the inside routine will find the inside corner of your workpiece. On the outside it will find the outside corner of your workpiece. The four outside center pieces on the inside probing routine will find the inside edge, and on the outside probing routine will find the outside edge of your material. Now both on the inside and outside, this center square will find the Z height, which is the one that I'm interested in and will be using, and on both of them again this one here shows the center of your stock. Along the top here we have some dimensions we can enter. We've got probe diameter, which is good. We need to know that when probing around the outside of our material. We have here probing feed rate. The probing feed rate is important. We don't want to be going too fast because it can overshoot. We also don't want to be going too slow. If you go too slow, it'll just take forever. I've chosen 250 millimeters per minute, or that's about 10 inches. Next we come down here to the X offset, Y offset and Z offset. In the Z offset I've put 19.88, which if you remember was the thickness of my probing block. That is where you enter your probe block thickness, and this here will remember it. Whenever you turn it off, it will remember that setting. Again, you may have a need to also remember your X and Y offset as well, in which case just fill those boxes in. On the outside of our probing routine box we have boxes where we can enter dimensions, and that's how the distance we want that probing to go before it goes around the corner. So just make sure you put a reasonable distance in there, otherwise it won't be able to work properly. And finally at the bottom we have a set X, set Y and set Z. I'll show you how we use that. So without further ado, let's get on and do some probing. So now we're going to give the probing a test, and to make things a little bit easier to understand, what I'm going to do is I'm going to zero out the Z-axis. and I'll show you why very shortly. Now you don't need to do this in normal machining, but it's for demonstration purposes only. Okay, so to start the probing routine, all I have to do is hit the center square here and the probing will begin. Now the cutter descends to the block, bounces up a little bit, takes a second probe and then raises back. It raises back to the height that it started at, and as you can see on the DRO there, it's gone back to their zero height. That's actually quite a good thing. Started at that height and it was obviously safe when it started, so it makes perfect sense that that's the height it comes back up to. But I was a little bit confused at this stage because clearly that should not be zero. That should be the height of the touch block plus whatever height it's raised up beyond that. So I couldn't figure out what was going on until I remembered down here at the bottom we had our set X, Y and Z 0, or set X, Y and Z. So I'm going to hit the set Z and this is where the magic happens. There we go, it's updated to 37.886. That sounds more reasonable. Let's remove the block. We'll go into MDI and I'll tell it go down to Z0. There we go. The cutter's gone down to the surface of the material. Perfect. Exactly where it should be. Now this is just brilliant because this now allows me to set my tool from the tabletop rather than from the top of the material, which is something I personally like to do. So now I'm going to run the probing routine again, but this time I've set my probe block on the surface of the tabletop, and in the probing routine I'm going to change my set Z to -12. Why -12? Well, my stock is 12 millimeters thick, and since my block is sitting on the table instead of on top of the thing, on top of the material, I'm 12 millimeters below where in theory I should be, so hence -12. I can now start the probing. With the probing finish, all I have to do is hit set Z, and it's now updated my Z tool height. So let's see if it works. I'm going to move it back over the material. And in MDI, I'm just going to tell it go to Z0. There we go. How brilliant is that? I think this new probing routine is a great addition to Masso. Now, of course, there's still a lot I haven't covered. We've got the inside, the outside, the center finding, and I'm going to leave that up to you guys to have a play with and figure out how they work. The main thing to take away from this here is the offset settings for the Z height, and if your tool setter has an offset for finding a center point or something along those lines, then you would put those entries in there. Those entries are non-volatile. They'll be remembered when you next repower Masso. Also, if you take nothing else away from this here, remember you have to use the set Z and the set X and Y as well if you're doing corner finding or side finding to update the DROs. If you don't do that, probing is basically a waste of time. And of course you can put those offsets for your material thickness if you're doing it off the tabletop as I am, or well, you can use it for a whole lot of things. I'll let you discover what you can use it for. And that about wraps it up for this episode. I hope you've enjoyed it and maybe learned something new. All that remains me to do is to thank you guys for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll catch you later. Cheers. Before you go, if you want to try out the pre-release version of the Masso probing software, please send an email to Masso support. Let them know your machine's serial number. If you've changed your email address, please update them with that as well, otherwise it's likely to go to the wrong place. Lastly, check your spam folder. If it doesn't turn up, it's a possibility it may end up in there. Okay, and this time I'm really going to go. Cheers.